Have you ever wondered what differentiates those candidates that gets the big tech software engineer internships from those that apply to multiple companies but don't even hear back from recruiters? Today I'm going to show you exactly what they do different and how you can follow the same path by using the BAIT method. This is the exact step-by-step process that I personally used to reach my first 3 internships, even though I am an international student and did not have any network connections with anyone that worked on those companies. And best of all, this can be the first step towards your first 6-figure salary after graduation, right? Because after internships, you get those return offers and get that 6-figure salary. Now, let me be clear to who this video is specific for. So this video is for mainly 2 groups. First of all, computer science students that have been applying to software engineer internships but have not been getting any replies, or when you get interviews, you end up failing them. And the second group is computer science students who are looking to apply but have no idea where to start from. Now, if you saw yourself into one of these 2 categories that I just mentioned, this is why you should keep watching this video. Basically because I am living proof that this method works. I used the BAIT method to land my first 3 internships. And it's what took me from blindly applying to receiving LinkedIn messages and emails such as the one I'm going to add to the screen right now. But to really understand why this works, you need to understand how recruiting works from the inside. So when I joined Netflix, I joined a welcome meeting with the recruiting team. And what they shared over there was pretty shocking, which is that 60,000 people had applied for the same position I had applied. However, they were only able to review 30,000 applications. So half of those applications they couldn't even get to. And that's when I noticed something important. It's not just applying. You need to find a way to stand out whenever you are one of those 30,000 people that get reviewed. And once I understood that, I started seeing the same mistakes over and over again. So I realized that most students make the same 4 mistakes, and they are very expensive mistakes that can cost your internship. And they are, first of all, weak LinkedIn and resume. So basically your profile doesn't show all of the skills that you have. And keep in mind that a recruiter only looks at it for 3 to 5 seconds max. So that's one of the big errors. The second one is applying to too few companies. So I've seen a lot of people applying to only 10 to 20 companies, and that's not going to do it. For my first internship, I had to apply to more than 100. So you need to keep applying. And the third error is a big focus on lead code, but not on creating your profile. So this kind of goes with the first one. And you can be the best lead coder in the world, but if your profile does not get noticed, you're not getting that internship. And lastly, not knowing how to perform well on interviews. So a lot of candidates will get interviews, but when it comes to the actual interview time, they are not able to communicate well or share their technical abilities, and that costs them the internship opportunities. So these mistakes are pretty common, but here's why they're so dangerous. If a recruiter never sees your profile, it doesn't matter how good you are at lead code. You can spend hours doing side projects, lead codes, and getting certifications, but if your profile does not get noticed, you're not getting through the next step of the interview process. And even when you get the interview, it's not everything about just coding. You also need to show your communication skills, how you deal with others, and this is a big point of it. So what actually fixes those problems? What actually works is the BAIT method, a step-by-step system with 4 simple stages. So the first step is build, and here we're going to be building a profile that grabs attention from recruiters, so that whenever you apply, they're going to see your resume in those 3 to 5 seconds, and you're going to be getting called, as well as building a LinkedIn profile where recruiters are going to be directly messaging you. Now, the second step is apply step. And here, the idea is 2 parallel tracks. First of all, applying to companies. I'm going to show you a system on how to go about that. And second, practicing lead code. And here I'm going to show you the highest ROI data structures that you should be studying for those interviews so that you maximize your time and chances. And the third step is the impress step. And here I'm going to show you how to impress your interviewer during the technical interview. And I do that by showing the 4 things that we look at in a candidate whenever interviewing them. And I got these 4 things from my time at Netflix actually interviewing interns, future interns. And lastly is the triumph step. In this step, you should actually already have your internship, but I'm going to show you how to use that internship to boost your chances of getting into an even better internship in the future. Your next internship, your second and third internship. But I don't want this to stay all theoretical. I actually want you to feel the shift of using this specific method. So I would like you to do these two exercises with me. And the first one is go to LinkedIn and then open your profile. And then I want you to think as a recruiter. Looking at your profile right now, is this something that's appealing that you would want to invite yourself? So what does that mean? That means that do you have a profile picture? Do you have a good headline description saying where are you studying at and if you're maybe looking for internships? And does it look like a complete profile? If not, your first goal is to go ahead and add all of the information that you have, such as your university, add a good picture. If you don't have a picture, they're going to think that your account is disabled probably, and it's just not going to call attention. So that's very necessary. So I would like you to do this first exercise. Now, the second exercise that I want you to do right now is to write down a list of 15 companies that you really want to join. And once you're done with that, I'll give you 2 days to apply to those 15 companies. And once that's done, I want you to keep applying to at least 5 companies per day. And you're going to see that consistency beats hesitation. And this will massively increase the chances of you getting an internship. And now tell me, what is it worth to land a role into one of these FAANG or big tech companies and open the path for your first 6-figure salary after graduation? If you want to follow this path with clarity and a proven system, I created a straight to the point guide that's called Land Your First Big Tech Internship Using the B.A.I.T method. Now, what does it come with? Well, it comes with 1 hour of recorded content. So I'm going to go deep into the 4 different sections of the B.A.I.T method. So build, apply, impress, and triumph. Not only that, but it comes with 2 amazing bonuses, which the first one is a private Discord community for only members of the B.A.I.T method, where I'm going to be doing weekly live calls there. So you can ask me any questions. And if you're blocked on something, I'm always going to be there to reply and help people overall throughout their process. And you're also going to have access to the other members there, so you can even practice with them. Now, the second one is I created a separate module that's called How to Get a Return Offer. And in this specific video, I'm going to give you the tips that I used throughout my internship process that made me get 3 return offers actually on all internships that I've done. So this is a pretty huge one, and it's the first step towards getting that 6-figure salary after university. And if you're ready, click below or the link in the description and start walking your path towards your first big tech software engineer role. With the B.A.I.T method, the bonuses, and my guidance, you're not walking alone anymore in this path towards your first software engineer internship. So the transformation you want is already available, and all that's missing is your first step towards it.